Hindenburg Research accused Adani Group of engaging in a wide-ranging fraud in a 104-page report. Adani Group is an energy and infrastructure conglomerate. The alleged fraud includes stock market manipulation via shell companies, unethical accounting, dishonest business practices, and dangerous levels of debt. It is alleged that the offshore shell companies are used to purchase shares of different Adani companies, resulting in artificially high stock market prices. Who is Gautam Adani? He was born in 1962 in Gujarat, a western state of India that borders Pakistan. Gujarat benefits from relatively deep waters off its coast, and we will explore how Mr. Adani and Gujarat made the most of this advantage. After dropping out of high school, Mr. Adani started his career as a diamond trader in Mumbai. He was able to save money and start other businesses, where he found remarkable success. He branched out into other industries, using the knowledge he gained as a diamond trader concerning trade and logistics. He appears to be a remarkably ambitious and skilled businessman. Gujarat is an economic engine with strong manufacturing, agriculture, and infrastructure. Mr. Adani's businesses include these three industries as well as others, and so it is fitting that he came from Gujarat. Because just as Gujarat has been experiencing rapid growth and political influence in the prior decades, so has Mr. Adani. He seems to define himself as a hard worker who learned through experience rather than the education system. Mr. Adani returned in the 1980s to Ahmedabad to work with an older brother who acquired a plastics maker. In the 1990s, India experienced a pronounced financial crisis triggered by several factors. Firstly, India was importing too many goods relative to what it was exporting. This resulted in a foreign debt that was relatively high. There was also weak policies and political instability having to do with frequent shifts in economic and global policy. I want to explore India's financial crisis in the 90s in another video. Suffice to say, India received a loan from the IMF and began a privatization drive that was advantageous for Mr. Adani and his businesses. The Gujarat model refers to using government subsidies to fund the construction of infrastructure by private firms. Both Modi and Adani come from Gujarat. Adani companies worked closely with Prime Minister Narendra Modi to modernize India. Mundra Port features unusually deep waters that are ideal for docking massive ships. It is also along the Arabian Sea, which is a gateway for goods destined for Western markets. Mr. Adani stated in a TV interview that he paid 1 rupee per square foot. However, he stated that some of the land was underwater at high tide and was substantially expensive to reclaim from the ocean. A joint venture was formed with the state of Gujarat. However, under Mr. Modi, the Gujarat government sold their stake in the port for 2 million rupees, or $24 million US. A rail line was built to the port, connecting it to the national rail system. The port was declared a special economic zone. Coal was imported to the port from Indonesia and Australia. A conveyor belt was built from the port to Adani power plants. Mr. Modi privatized 6 airports, of which Mr. Adani won all 6 contracts. Many of Adani Group's businesses are capital intensive and make use of relatively high loads of debt. Some of the new sectors that Adani Group have expanded into, the company has limited experience in, for example, data centers, copper refining, and hydrogen. Credit sites published a report that stated Adani Green Energy has a debt-to-equity ratio of over 2,000%, and Adani Transmission has over 270%. There could be contagion if one Adani entity experiences distress. Adani Group equated Hindenburg's Research allegation as an attack on India when they said it was a calculated attack on India, the independence, integrity, and quality of Indian institutions, and the growth story and ambition of India. Hindenburg replied that Adani's rebuttal was an attempt to appeal to nationalists and failed to address material concerns. The Indian economy has grown significantly over the past few decades, driven by a combination of factors including government reforms, a rapidly expanding workforce, and a growing middle class. India is predicted to be the 3rd largest economy by 2027 and the 3rd largest stock market by 2030, according to Morgan Stanley. Despite some challenges such as high levels of income inequality and weak infrastructure, the top 1% of India's population holds more than 60% of the country's wealth. India's weak infrastructure includes insufficient transportation and logistics hubs, power shortages, lack of affordable housing, and limited access to water and sewer systems. India is widely regarded as one of the world's fastest-growing major economies and a key player in the global economy. Mr. Adani is working with the Modi government on wind and solar energy projects.